Well, welcome to another edition of the St.Jamesboys,
Yes.
episode 3.
Episode 3, we made it. We made it to number
Number
3.
3. So, I'm Tim, your local mortgage broker.
And I am your co host, Sean Clark, your local realtor in St. James and Winnipeg.
So, Sean, we're on episode 3.
Yeah.
We're a month into the new year.
hmm
Uh, what's happening in your line of work? What are you seeing? What's going on?
What I'm seeing a lot of ups and downs. The first couple weeks, there wasn't much going on. The third week, there was quite a bit going on, a lot of listings coming up. This week's been pretty slow. Um, I think the cold weather kind of impacted things. People were kind of hibernating a little bit, maybe putting the sale of their home for February, March as you get a little closer to spring. I know flights were canceled going in and out of Toronto, so I feel like that's kind of hitting everywhere right now, and people are just kind of hunkering down. How about you? What's going on with what's happening with Tim, the Superman
Well,
Sawchuck?
yeah, things are picking up. People are starting to look at them, seeing some more pre-approvals coming through
Mm-hmm.
the door. Um, renewals are coming up. One of the obvious questions with renewals is when people are looking at rates and wanting to know where to go and what to do.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, what happens when you want to switch from one lender to another?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's a little bit of work. It's worth it
Yeah.
if the money makes sense, and that's part of the conversation that you get to have with the
Mm-hmm.
broker, is just talking about what it takes. And basically, it's you're requalifying from one lender to another.
Mm-hmm.
That one lender may have had you for 5 years, 3 years, whatever it is, or you've been with them for
Mm-hmm.
15, but you want to do a little bit of a rate shopping, or maybe you're looking at that refinance we touched about prior. But I think it's important to understand that when you are switching lenders, there is a caveat of where you have to then show the new lender, and we've got to show you who you are again.
Right.
So that's proving your income, looking at the house, may need an appraisal,
Mm-hmm.
and going through that whole application process again.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of work, but it's worth it. It's going to
Yeah.
save you money. It's good conversation to have, and it's good to understand now. And as the renewals come, because there's going to be so much again
Mm-hmm.
coming out of that COVID era where people are looking at what options do I have.
Yeah.
It's important to understand that when you are moving and you are looking at moving, there is going to be a little bit of work to it, and you're going to have to
Right.
look at it and again get that letter of employment, look at what your income is, what's the house, what was the value of the house, how much amortization is left.
Yeah.
So if you go in prepared knowing that you're going to have to do a little bit of work on the back end to make things make sense, then that takes a lot of stress off. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's important for people to know, is that when you are doing that kind of stuff, that there's always that caveat of it's not what you know,
That's what you
it's
can
what you can
prove.
prove. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find that do you find you get a lot of people switching over to you or to brokers in general that were long-time credit union or bank users? Like, do you find you're getting a lot of influx towards
Yeah,
brokers?
I think, obviously our prior history and what we've
Mm-hmm.
where we were and stuff. I have a lot of people that have that reached out and talked about interest rates and what it takes and taken a look. And I think that yeah, that definitely is something um, that's picked up, especially on my side of things. Right,
Mm-hmm.
the more you get involved and the more that you do it, the better you get, and the smoother the transitions for
Mm-hmm.
people go. But yeah, I think that I find people are starting to understand what a mortgage broker does
Mm-hmm.
and how it looks and how everything goes through. And yeah.
So someone comes to you and they say, I've been banking with one of the big five banks in Canada my whole life. I'm 30 years old. I've had, my first checking account when I was 5. I'm not happy with the way that they're treating me. How can you help me? What's one of the first things that you say to them to assure them that you're the right guy? And what's another thing that you tell them that benefits them by using a broker other than a bank?
Well, I think first and foremost is when you're talking to somebody, it's listening to them.
Yeah.
What is it that they want? What is it that they need? What is their plans? What's the goal? Like,
Mm-hmm.
are you looking at moving? Are you looking at staying? So I think it's understanding and spending time with a client, um, and getting to know what the needs are for them.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point, then it's then talking about what their goals are,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then just working through that process. And I think it's important that you, as a client, know that you have somebody that you can talk to that's going to be there. I think part of the hard part for a lot of people is that when you're dealing with a bank,
Mm-hmm.
like a big bank and stuff, it's booking an appointment. It's when to go in if something comes in an afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
like today with a client that we're dealing with. Stuff's coming in now where there's questions needed to be asked. But if you're a
Yeah.
night shift employee, or a question comes up in regards to where your down payment's coming from, to get into a bank right now and trying to get in now, you're going to get it, but then you're going to have to wait till tomorrow to deal with something. Whereas
Yeah.
when you deal with a broker, you have the ability then to, most brokers are available in the evenings.
Right.
And that's where I try to, my hours aren't 8 to 4. My
Mm-hmm.
hours are conditioned to what the client's needs are,
Right.
especially when we have night shift workers, or if we have, somebody that's, got to work during the day. I need to get to the bank, or I need to get this,
Mm-hmm.
and then send it to me at 5 o'clock. Hey, you're going to be okay, because I'm gonna answer and deal with that
Yeah, you're
at five
available.
o'clock. Yeah, and I think that's the
Yeah.
biggest difference between, um, that people are starting to understand, and maybe it's not out there enough. Maybe hopefully it circulates out there more. Is that when you deal with a broker specialist, um, you have that ability to have somebody that's going to be outside the standard business hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think that's definitely I've encountered that quite a bit. You know, so I get the same thing all the time. You know, Sean, I've been a client of Bank X my entire life. I'm more comfortable with Bank X.
yeah,
I'm like, okay, well, have you ever explored a broker option? And
yeah,
often I get, well, I don't really know what that is. I don't know how they benefit me. My bank is willing to give me this. Really, what can the broker do? And I feel like there's just a re-education of people that needs to take place
yeah,
to really uh, showcase that the broker is another option. It's a better option because of availability, like you said,
yeah.
but they also have access to a lot more lenders.
Yeah. Like, I don't just deal with one. There's, with the company that I'm with, we have access to, a multitude. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really matter the scenario that you're in, or if you're worried about, you know, where your debt servicing is and how much debt you have, and or you're like, what am I going to do? Like, I need to, the kitchen needs to be done, the bathroom needs to be done, I need windows, doors. I mean, the list goes on of what people need. And sometimes it's easy to sit there and go, okay, next time, next time, and then 20
Yeah.
years later you've never done
Mm,
it. And
yeah.
I know growing up, like, my parents were always taking us. There's five of us, so we were always going on trips. So it was, family vacations were big and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
the house always never got the love, because it's expensive to go on
Very.
vacation, even back in
Yeah.
those days, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's important for people to understand that, utilizing your house is your best asset, and
Right.
you're going to have a good interest rate with your home. It's always nice to be able to have that conversation and say, why not now?
Right.
Why not?
Yeah. I think your home. Yes, it's your home. It's where you raise your family. It's where you have a lot of good memories. But it's also an asset, and assets sometimes need maintenance. And when you go to sell them, eventually, everyone does. Um, you want to ensure that your assets and they're protected.
Yeah.
And dogs in the
My
background.
dogs, they want to be part of it.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
protecting yourself in your long term, right? Like a home is most people's biggest purchase of their life.
Yeah.
So it's good to protect that and ensure that you make money on it at the end of the day.
Yeah, like, if you're staying for a long time, like, why not now? Why not look at what
Yeah.
it matters? And if you got some debt and you wish you could get rid of some debt, I mean, again, I've said it multiple times. I mean, it's a good conversation to have. It's important to be able to speak to somebody, and
Mm-hmm.
have that honest conversation, and find somebody that you trust, and is going
Right.
to have your best interest at heart. I mean, basically that's what it comes down to. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's about what's comfortable for you, what you want to do, what your goals are, and how can we get there.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So we are waiting to book our appraiser for to come in to
Yeah.
have our interview. He's a very busy man right now.
He's busy doing appraisals.
Yeah.
He's the
So
appraisal guy.
we'll book him.
We'll
We'll
book
book
him.
him
Yeah.
and get him in and
Yeah.
have an interview, because I think it's important that people understand what an appraisal is, what the cost associated with an
Yeah.
appraisal is, and why it's important to have appraisal,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, so we'll get in touch with Ryan and
Yeah.
and and we'll book him in, and we'll sit down and have a conversation with him.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it'll be very informative for people to understand like what the role is and how the three of us work together in the business. Three
Yeah,
different, very,
yeah,
very different roles, and kind of how we structure our work schedule and business and personal relationship all
yeah,
around making that all happen.
yeah. I think yeah. It'll be great. It'll be good. It's great to get that information out for people to watch. Again, like, subscribe to the channel,
Yeah.
join us on join us on this ride
Yeah.
as
It's a
as you know
bit,
we grow. I mean, we're on episode 3, and hopefully
yeah.
in a couple years we'll sit back and look at these videos and
Kind of
have a good
laugh.
laugh, and it's good. So, all right, well, okay, so Sean, let's get into a little bit about you.
Yeah.
Kind of what's happening in your life. What a little bit of the private side of Sean, that
Oh
outside the
boy.
realtor.
Outside the realtor. Well, um, I think I touched on this in episode 1 a little bit, but I live in St. James. I moved to the area June last year, so 2025. None of my family or extended family had any relationship with St. James in any way. But we absolutely love the neighborhood. Everyone's super friendly. It's where we live. There's a community center, a curling rink, a golf course. There's a
Yeah.
creek. There's a walk path. There's tons of schools, tons of green spaces. Sergeant Sunday is fantastic.
Classic. Yeah.
Like you can't
Classic.
forget about Sergeant
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah. No, can't.
The Similar Park's right there, and up and down Portage, there's so many different kinds of restaurants
Yeah.
and different kinds of food you could taste. So we love the variety of food. In our house, we eat a lot of Asian food, so like sushi and stir fry and basically anything with rice. We're kind of all about it. Um, yeah, I used to hunt and fish quite a bit, but now that I'm a new dad, I don't really have time.
Yeah.
Um, babies, babies need their dad, so
Yeah.
that's new. That's fun. I love being a dad. It I feel good now because like we're kind of in our mode, like we're in our routine,
Yeah.
like everything's kind of ironed out now. But the first year was wild. It was insane. We survived. We're alive,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're all doing happy. We're all doing well now. So,
Good.
how about you, Timbo? What's going on with Timbo?
Well, geez, I've been a St. James boy for, well, I'm not going to date myself, but a long time. I've been a St.
Date
James boy.
yourself. Do it. Do it.
Grew up in Silver Heights. Um, I played hockey in Silver Heights. My kids have grown up here. They've gone to the schools in the area. Um, Played hockey, basketball, you name it. They've had their hands in everything, and I still play hockey. Love it.
Hmm.
I think my knees will give out before I give out on the love for playing hockey. I enjoy coaching. I
Yeah.
coach. Been coaching the last couple of years at a U13 level. So go to my U13 A1 Canucks.
Go Canucks. Go.
Yeah, coming up to playoffs. So big push right now, and but yeah, I have been in this area. I love this area.
Hmm.
I guess. I mean, you can, like, what can you say? You go west, you got Unicity right there. You got all the little strip malls that have popped up there. We got
Hmm.
Original Joe's right there, and then you just work your way back this way, and
Hmm.
there's just so much to see and do and experience. You got Woodhaven, we can go for
Woodhaven's
kids, and I
gorgeous.
used to
Yeah.
love walking up and down the creek at Woodhaven.
Yeah.
And, you know, fishing out of the creek. I mean,
It's pretty
you know,
wild.
yeah, like
Right out of
enjoy
Sturgeon
fishing.
Creek.
You
Yeah.
know, my son loves ice fishing, and
It
you
is,
know, so yeah, I've been a St. James boy for a long, long, long time.
one of my sleeper favorite things about the neighborhood that's like kind of weird is the superstore.
Yeah,
The underground parking
yeah,
superstore.
yeah.
Like,
That's yeah,
what the heck
yeah,
is going on? Like, it's amazing.
yeah. It's a nice little
Like,
caveat to
it's
have.
such
Yeah,
a unique
yeah,
thing. Like, Costco doesn't even have underground parking. It's
no,
just big, giant corporation business. They're all over the North America. Like,
yeah.
but
Just
Superstore,
super
Superstore
handy to
has it.
have right there. Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah. It is
It's the
good.
best.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can walk right in. I don't know what that building was before. Do you know what it was before?
No, I don't remember actually. To be honest, I don't. You know, I think it's been for a long time. It's been Superstore. So
Wild. That was a good buy from Superstore.
yeah,
Legendary status.
yeah. So yeah. Well, again, thanks for
Yeah.
joining in on episode 3. A little bit of a what's going on, and
Yeah.
a little bit dabble into our other side of our
Yeah.
lifestyle,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we again, like, subscribe, stay tuned. Lots of stuff coming up.
Yeah.
We've got lots of plans. We're looking at trying to get into interviews with a couple of these local shops that we've been talking about, and we'd love for you to enjoy this ride with us. So at the very least, subscribe so that you never miss, because you just never know what you're going to come up that you may like.
Box of chocolates. You never know what you're
You
gonna
never
get.
know. You never know.
Like,
Again,
share, subscribe, and tell all your friends and family about it.
until next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Beauty.
Still taping.
I know. I dropped the remote. I can trim it though.
Valid. I'm going to knuckle sandwich you.